According to the National Electrical Code, NEC, main breakers in a household structure with multiple feeder panels need to be grouped together. This requirement stems from several NEC articles focusing on overcurrent protection, accessibility, and safety. NEC Article 240.23g addresses overcurrent protection location. It states that overcurrent devices must be readily accessible and have a clearly marked switch or circuit breaker handle providing a disconnect means, and must be located where they are readily accessible without jeopardizing the safety of individuals or property. Furthermore, these overcurrent devices must be grouped. This means that the main breakers serving as overcurrent protection for feeder taps to the main breaker panel should be located together to ensure easy access in emergencies or for servicing. The NEC Article 240.21b pertains to feeder taps. Feeder taps must originate from overcurrent devices. If a feeder tap is made within 6 feet of a panel board, overcurrent protection must be provided. In situations where you have multiple feeders running from a main distribution panel and DP to multiple main breaker panels MB in a structure, the main breakers acting as the primary overcurrent protection for these feeder taps need to be grouped together. Grouping these breakers can be accomplished in a few ways. Firstly, you can use a common overcurrent device such as a main circuit breaker or a fusible switch for all 3 feeders. Secondly, you can install individual overcurrent devices for each feeder, ensuring that they are grouped together within the same enclosure. The objective here is to have all overcurrent devices easily accessible. This is crucial for quickly disconnecting power in case of a fault or emergency, and for performing maintenance or inspections. Accessibility is a key theme throughout the NEC. The code mandates that overcurrent devices be readily accessible, meaning they should not be obstructed or located in a hard-to-reach area. This ensures that anyone needing to access the breakers can do so quickly and safely. The requirement for a clearly marked switch or circuit breaker handle is also important. Proper labeling helps to quickly identify the function of each breaker, reducing the risk of accidentally disconnecting the wrong circuit. Grouping the main breakers also helps in organizing and managing the electrical system. It provides a centralized location for controlling the power supply to different parts of the structure, which simplifies troubleshooting and maintenance. The NEC emphasis on grouping overcurrent devices is directly tied to safety. By ensuring that these devices are readily accessible and grouped together, the code aims to minimize the risk of electrical hazards and facilitate quick response in emergency situations. For instance, in the event of a fire or electrical fault, having all the main breakers in one location allows for a swift and coordinated shutdown of power, reducing the potential for further damage or injury. The specific methods for grouping main breakers can vary depending on the design and layout of the electrical system. However, the underlying principle remains the same: ensure that all overcurrent devices are easily accessible and can be quickly operated. This often involves using a single enclosure or panel to house all the main breakers, with clear labeling and unobstructed access. When designing an electrical system with multiple feeders and main breaker panels, it's important to carefully consider the placement and grouping of overcurrent devices. Consulting with a qualified electrician or electrical engineer is recommended to ensure that the installation complies with all applicable NEC requirements. This helps to avoid potential safety hazards and ensure the long-term reliability and performance of the electrical system. Furthermore, regular inspections and maintenance of the electrical system are essential to ensure that all overcurrent devices are functioning properly and that they remain readily accessible. This includes checking for any signs of damage or corrosion, as well as verifying that the breakers are properly labeled and that access to the panel is not obstructed. In summary, the NEC requirement for grouping main breakers in situations with multiple feeder panels is a critical safety measure. By ensuring that overcurrent devices are readily accessible, properly labeled, and grouped together, the code helps to minimize the risk of electrical hazards and facilitate quick response in emergency situations. Following these guidelines is essential for creating a safe and reliable electrical system in any structure.